believe that you grow a church or a group of people by fishing in someone else's aquarium. Does that make sense to you? So I would not proselyte anyone. I was allowed to represent the dictates of my faith and my denomination, but never to be real overt with those, unless I was asked a direct question. Well, my response, I don't have a religion, always prompted the direct question. Well, then what do you believe? And I was able at that point, because the question was asked, to share the dictates of my faith. But that's for your trivia file. One thing that religion convinces us of is that we do live in a split-level universe. The traditionally religious person sees two kinds of reality: the ordinary or conditioned reality, and the something other or unconditioned reality. And if you were to take a guess, which one of these levels do we dwell in? We're all in conditioned reality. We are limited, are we not? We are limited by time and by space. Presently, we're all right here in this classroom. We're not somewhere else. If we were somewhere else, we couldn't be here, could we? No. So we are in conditioned reality, the ordinary. And the other side of that split-level universe is unconditioned reality, which has no limitations. And, you know, that's something that we've got to take into mind and concern. We're conditioned by the limitations and habits of our mind. Unconditioned reality, on the other hand, is all knowledge, all wisdom, all mental power. That can create a bit of a problem for us, because what that does is it can throw up a wall. And what religion attempts to do then for us is to come along and put some doors and windows in that wall, so that we can see through to the other side, and the other side can see through and communicate to us. The windows allow us to see through, the doors allow us to go through. So it's a very porous borderline, and this is the purpose of religion, to breach the wall, if you will. There's a sociologist by the name of Joachim Walk, who, in dealing with this issue, said that there are some ways in which religion expresses itself into the human life. He said those ways are, first of all, theoretical, practical, and sociological. Theoretical meaning what is said, for example, in the beliefs and stories. Practical meaning what is done, for example, in worship, prayer, meditation. And sociological, the kinds of groups that come together. Let's deal with the first one, the theoretical. When Walk refers to the theoretical form of a religious expression, he's talking basically this: myth and doctrine. Now, please, when you hear that word myth, don't think of it in 21st century terms. Well, let me just ask you, when you hear the word myth, what does that connotate to you?
Legend.
To what?
It's legendary.
Legendary, okay, anything else? Something that can't be true. Okay, something made up that's not true. And that's usually the way we think of myth, but please, do not think of it in those terms. Myth in this particular connotation, as Walk uses it and as others make use of the term, is simply a narrative story. It may not be a true story, but it's based on a truth. For example, when Jesus told the parable of two men in the field, is that a true story? Were there actually two men in the field? Probably not. But the truth that he brought out from that story is most powerful. So that's usually what a myth is. It is a story based on a truth. Some myths are true. And the other form of theoretical expression is doctrine. And actually the two go hand in hand. Myth helps develop doctrine, the things that we believe and hold dear to us. Some other forms of myth are parables or allegories. Doing a spiritualistic comparison to something. And without exception, all religions have narratives. They have